President-elect Obama has selected New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson as his Commerce Secretary. And while there is diversity in Mr. Obama's cabinet, some Latinos complain it is not diverse enough. CBS News correspondent Chip Reid is in Washington with more. Good morning, Chip.
Well, good morning, Harry. Barack Obama says diversity is important, but he says his #1 criterion is getting the best person for the job. He says that's exactly what Bill Richardson is. During the campaign, presidential hopeful Barack Obama spoke the language of the Latino community, literally.
Si se puede. Yes, we can.
And they listened. 67% of Hispanics voted for Mr. Obama, up from 53% who voted Democratic 4 years ago.
Of the states that changed from Republican states to Democratic states, 4 out of the 9 were key Latino states.
But 1 month after the historic election, many in the Latino community feel Mr. Obama hasn't yet held up his end of the bargain. On Wednesday, Mr. Obama nominated New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson to be Secretary of Commerce, seen by some Richardson supporters as a mere consolation prize after Hillary Clinton was picked to be Secretary of State.
From the very beginning of the transition process, you have really heard only one prominent name mentioned, and that is Bill Richardson.
This week's national security team is a particular sore spot for some.
There were blacks, there were whites, there were men, there were women. There was no mention of Hispanics.
But the cabinet makeup is garnering some unexpected praise from other groups.
Republicans are very happy with these choices. They think it means a more centrist, in some cases even conservative, Obama administration.
With nearly 7 weeks to go before his inauguration, the president-elect says it's too early to draw any conclusions about the makeup of his cabinet, which is only half complete.
I think people are going to say this is one of the most diverse cabinets and White House staffs of all time.
Mr. Obama says that in his experience, there is no conflict between diversity and excellence, and he's intent on finding both. Harry?
Chip Reid in Washington this morning. Thank you so much. Joining us now is Bob Schieffer, CBS News chief Washington correspondent and host of Face the Nation. We're going to talk about the transition here, Bob. And people so often talk about the first 100 days of an administration. Has not this first 100 days already started for the Obama group?
I don't think there's any question about it, Harry. And I also have to say, I think it's going very, very well. You heard these complaints from various Hispanic spokesmen. That is really the only real blip here, the only real problem that we've seen surface as Barack Obama's begun to name his cabinet. And my sense is, and what I hear is that that will be taken care of. There are obviously going to be more Hispanics in the top levels of this administration because the president-elect understands that Hispanic support for him was significant.
Yeah.
But this transition, Harry, and I've watched a lot of them, is going more smoothly than any that I can recall. I mean, you haven't had any embarrassing gaffes so far. The leaks that have come have all come true. I think this is one of the better transitions that we've had.
Yeah.
The problem is the transition's going well. The world is not. The problems out there are just getting worse and worse.
You know, it's interesting because he has said so often, President-elect Obama, that there's only one president at a time. But every time I turn on the news, the only person I'm really seeing, the only person who looks like they have their hands on the wheel, it looks like the president-elect.
Well, again, you know, throughout this campaign, as you saw in debate after debate, the thing that seemed to impress people, it certainly impressed me, was the composure of Barack Obama. People want a president that they can be proud of. They want a president that they feel comfortable with in time of crisis. We have yet to see Barack Obama show any sense of being rattled. He recognizes the problems. He lets us know that. But so far, he's pretty much sticking to the plan that he set out. And this is, you know, a lot of people said this is going to be a very extremist president and all of that he's a very liberal Democrat.
Right.
But as we have seen in appointment after appointment, he's hewing to the center. He's picking a bunch of flaming moderates here when you come right down to it. Now, some liberal Democrats may not like that,
right,
but he's getting praise generally across the board here.
Yeah, Bob, I would guess that the only people who really feel like they have their feathers ruffled are maybe the liberal Democrats. Bob, thank you so much, as always. Do appreciate it, sir.